slew of dangerous extremists on Reddit or Twitter. You know, or fucking look at, you know, I mean, look at Fox News. I know it's kind of a cliche to say that, but like, or you know, any of the main.
That's so cliche. Okay, Gavin, with your cliche. Look at Fox News.
So I do think it's ridiculous.
That old trope.
Alex Jones is on here, and
oh, there's another trope, Alex Jones.
Of the population, especially in America. You know, and there's gonna be a handful of extremists and shitty people in there. That's just like human nature. Like
that happens, you know, bro. That shit just happens.
Messages and stuff. Isn't it like anyone can join the platform pretty much, and like these would be public?
This is supposed to be. This is billed as Sam Seder versus Glenn Greenwald.
I don't know.
I don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Data dump of like, you know, Twitter.
If we talk to Glenn Greenwald says this is repulsive.
And here's the thing. Like, this is, I mean, yeah, this is shallow.
They just took it off the screen. Now I don't know.
Journalism, of course, they're worried about their funding. They're worried about their clicks and the, you know, the Biden slump or whatever. But the thing that really irks me about all of this, because I've kind of written off the fact that I understand the Intercept is just going to kind of peddle in, you know, this, like, diet progressivism, and that's their lane, and that's what First Look Media, I guess, demands of them, that they really lean in on.
All the fucking corporate media is diet progressive.
They don't have money. They act like they need you, and this is just as bad as the MSNBC and the Fox. They act like they and QIT and all these fuckers. They act like they fucking need your money, your money. But really, they already have Pierre Omidyar's money.
No, but really, Zach and Gavin need your money. Oh, come on. We understand this.
I think you hit that guy up. The reason that they always want more individual donors is just so that they can keep pretending in their tax filing that all their real money comes from like broad-based support. They have to have a certain percentage that comes from individual regular donors. If they don't have that, they have to refile. But what they don't actually need is your fucking money. So it's dishonest for you to be making these progressive arguments where you're talking about how, oh, these fucking corporate stooges out here, they're not representing you, they're taking corporate money. Guess what? You're taking fucking corporate money. This is what I cannot understand. This is what breaks my fucking mind about the Intercept, is that everybody that works there would happily critique any single politician for taking corporate money, for taking big lobby money, any of that kind of shit. But if you're supposed to be the watchdog of the journalists, of the politicians, if you're the journalist and that's the watchdog, we're supposed to be keeping an eye on them. Well, what the fuck? How are you supposed to be authentic and paid off at the same time? You can't be.
Yeah, we'll watch the Watchmen. Yeah, no, absolutely. And the thing is, it's like, how does this in any way really, like, the people that they're going to hit up for money in this situation, like, their readers are, leftist, progressive. These are people that are typically like,
The Intercept has got to make amends with Glenn Greenwald.
Americans are living paycheck to paycheck already. To come out here and act and raise money on this stuff, how does this improve these people?
Glenn Greenwald, this is the quote. This is repulsive.
Real quick to actually explain what's going on here.
Yeah.
So you're absolutely right that when you target a demographic, like people like us, you're absolutely right. It is a bunch of broke people. But the reason why the Intercept is making this pivot, and so many other outlets are too, towards going after this kind of this Trump derangement demographic of
Gotta pause you for a second. This is Glenn Greenwald's tweet. This is repulsive. The Intercept was founded during the Snowden story to defend privacy rights and oppose the security state. Now, the liberal DNC hacks who edited it are boasting they got personal data from Gab users and are sorting through it, doing FBI's work to find the extremist. Glenn Greenwald founded the Intercept, didn't he? Isn't that the whole thing? Was he founded and then they got fired? He got fired from the thing he founded. So that's... What the fuck is the Intercept now? Now it's just a fucking corporate entity with the spirit of Glenn Greenwald and the opposition of Glenn Greenwald.
Suburban, mothers and stuff like that who are terrified of QAnon and Donald Trump and want to hear about this kind of shit. The reason why is because they can afford to donate. They can afford to subscribe. They don't have any money problems. They're,
he was explaining this to us.
Not to say that everyone that reads the
some people are richer than others. Okay, there's a class system.
Draw everyone's attention towards the Democratic Party and act as if it's the only hope and the only path forward. So I don't think that this, I think that those two things are not just coincidence.
Right, and obviously if we have any, middle-aged suburban wine moms listening, we love you, and you're welcome in our community as well.
It's 100%. Yeah, we're always going to push back at those boomers. We'll be like, there are boomers that listen to your show. We love those boomers.
We love you guys. Yeah, we love you guys. We're not
boomers
talking to you.
is a state of mind.
Yeah.
I'll call Gavin a boomer if he's hitting me with the boomer stick. Gavin can call me if he's hitting me.
Yeah.
It's a state of mind. But anyway, let's go over to the Sam Seder shit.
Yeah, so I brought this up just as a little bit of a preface. I guess it's not technically related, but I did want to talk about it. Anyway, to move on to the Sam Seder action, here he comes at Glenn Greenwald, and we'll play this clip from a recent interview that Glenn was on to get some context. But he's talking about this dude, Matthew Dimitri, who I guess is a prominent Twitter user, but I'm not really super familiar with him. So I'm interested to know if you guys have any more opinion on this little
I don't know who
diatribe.
that guy is, yeah.
Okay, well, I'm still interested to hear your guys' opinion to this diatribe before we then review what Sam Seder did, or Sam Seder's attack on Glenn because of this. But yeah, let's take a look at this real quick. Let me pull it up.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Well, first of all, let me just, if you don't mind, just take a moment to do something that is unrelated to your question, which is I want to give a warm welcome to this creepy little DNC operative, Bernie-hating worm named Matthew Dimitri. I don't know if you're familiar with him or not, but he just spends all his day trolling left-wing YouTube programs in order to take 60 to 90-second clips out of context and to create the most deceitful image of what people are saying possible. He loves your show in particular, and he loves me, so I'm certain he's probably watching live.
No! Get out of my way! Get out of my way!
As well, and what's amazing about it is not just that there's a DNC operative who does that, because there are a dime a dozen, but really stupid and thoughtful and gullible, kind of soft leftists think that he's presenting accurate clips and will therefore construct entire shows around them without bothering to